Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to give you my first impression on ANAAK. Now this is not going to be a character review video because I still have to try her out a bit more. I will try to release the character review video before I go on holiday, and I will be on holiday from August 21 to August 28. So I will not be releasing a lot of videos in that period. I will probably pre-record some and then release them over those days that I will be on holiday. That's kind of the plan, but we'll see. And yeah, I will just make a first impression video and then later on do the character review for both her and Garam. Now, the live stream that I plan to do on the 28th, that's when I will be back. I don't remember when exactly I'll be back to Italy, but yeah, maybe I might do the live stream for Lilial on the 29th. I don't know, it will depend. I will let you know for sure. I will still reply on Discord and stuff. So I will make sure to let you guys know when the live stream is going to be. But yeah, back to the video. I'm just going to go over the skills quickly and tell you, like from the initial testing, my impression of this unit and some of the units you could use her with, stuff like that. This is just going to be, again, first impression. Now, I can already say that this unit seems super strong, like definitely at the very minimum S tier, but the way she boosts a lot of units is really insane. What I'm finding issues with is making her stay alive, because even though her kit seems pretty solid for that part, she still dies at times for weird reasons. So I don't know, but definitely that's not an issue for floors below 71 or so. She will tank like crazy. Higher floors, there are some enemies and compositions and stuff that might create issues with her survivability. But again, not going to be a big deal, I would say. So yeah, that being said, we can just go over the skills quickly and then we can maybe talk about ignition weapons and some other things. But again, this is just first impression. I have a lot more stuff to test, a lot more compositions, and we'll see later on the end results in the character review. So the mechanic that this unit has is that she's going to link with the highest attack unit. Here it says as the start of the battle, but if that unit dies, she's going to link to someone else, which is interesting. It was not specified here, but okay, that's what's going to happen. So pretty cool. But yeah, she's going to link to that unit and refer to that unit as family. And when that unit is going to go below 40% HP, they are going to become invincible for 3 seconds. And ANAAK and that unit are going to be like to have the debuffs and status effects removed from them, which is pretty nice. Especially when we're going to look at the actual cooldown of this thing, because this is not a one-time effect, which is nuts. And she's also going to heal the family member by 800% of her defense. This obviously scales, at level 1 is just 400. And she's going to provoke enemies within range around the family member. So pretty cool effect here. Really stacked already. But there is a second part to it. Like the cooldown of this part is 15 seconds. But we're going to see when we look at the exclusive equipment that this is going to go down to 5 seconds. So you have a 3 seconds invincibility on a 5 seconds cooldown. Really nuts. The second part of the passive is the first time ANAAK takes fatal damage in battle, she is reminded of her family and recovers 80% of her HP, and defense increases by 200% until the end of the battle. Now, I will say one thing. A lot of these effects that last until the end of the battle are a bit disappointing, because now we are getting more and more units that can remove these kind of buffs. Before it was only Urek, and it was super annoying, but at least it was only one enemy. You like built a team to destroy him and you were fine. But now we're getting Garam in the enemy teams. This is only a problem for floor 96 and upwards, but okay. We're getting also Anniversary Iwa. This is like floor 85-ish. I don't remember if it was 80 or 85. Should be 85. But yeah, that's also another issue. So all of these buffs are going to get removed. That's a bit unfortunate, but okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. I just digressed. But yeah, the passive itself, super stacked. 3 seconds invincibility on a 5 second cooldown. Absolutely amazing. And this passive works best obviously with close range units. Her best pair in her same element is going to be Evankel for sure, and Jinsung. Both of them are going to be super good with this unit. And since a lot of new players have Evankel or Jinsung, this is a great unit to build for sure. So yeah. Well, Evankel for sure, not Jinsung. Jinsung maybe. It's an okay unit to build for the red team. Some people took him in the non-stop banner that we had for anniversary. So she's going to boost him as well. Super good already, really insane. She can work with ranged units as well, but obviously you're not going to proc the this passive as often. So the provoke is not going to be triggered as much, and that will have an impact on the choice of ignition weapons. But we're going to talk about that later. For now, the active skill here, not a half princess, is going to create a barrier equal to 1200% of her defense for herself and the family member for 10 seconds. And then it's going to increase attack speed by 40 and attack by 100% for 10 seconds. This is a really good buff. And then ANAAK and the family member are going to recover 60 energy every second while the barrier is active. So, what to say? Super good. The thing is, the attack speed and attack increase seem to be detached from whether the barrier is up or not. Only the energy is tied to it, which is good. Great. So this is a great attack speed and attack buff. Really huge buffer, and she's a tank, which is awesome, I would say. Super tank buffer. Then we go over the second active skill. This is going to increase the defense of the family unit by 160% and take 50% of damage in their place for 10 seconds. This is also what is kind of getting her killed, I think, in my case, most of the times. But yeah, this is definitely a super insane ability. Works really well with units that also have like some sorts of self-sustain or maybe already resistances, because you don't want too much damage to be redirected to ANAAK. But like units like Evankel, they're going to get the defense buff, but they're going to be invincible, so you're not getting the redirection of the damage, and they're going to benefit from the revolution a lot more, but we're going to talk about that when we get to revolution. So yeah, if the family member is still alive after 10 seconds, ANAAK's defense increases by 100% until the end of the battle, max 3 stacks. Now this skill cooldown, I'm not sure how long it is, but overall, most of the skills in this game have a 20-second cooldown. The bigger question is when she's going to cast it for the first time. I still haven't really timed it. I have no clue. Should be probably 10 seconds into the battle, but again, I'm just guessing. I haven't timed it. I will do it and we'll see more or less when this is going to get activated. So yeah, super good, especially for the Revolution 5. The rest of the effects are nice. This would help more probably a ranged unit that are going to get the damage redirected, so they might not die in one shot. But also for close range units, super good. Just probably too much damage is going to go to ANAAK at that point, but it's okay. Really good skill. Then we have the special move. This is also super, super insane. She's going to create a path to the family member. This is similar to Warium path, also in terms of size. This field is going to last for 10 seconds, increasing physical and magic resistance of all allies, not just the family, inside of it by 50%. Then the family member, not ANAAK in this case, only the family member, is going to recover 200 energy every second while inside the field. So this is better used on a static unit. If the unit moves too much, you're going to lose a bit of this effect. So, and Hajin Sung, if there is no grouping, is going to move quite a bit, I would say. So probably not the best for him. Like for an Evankel that is just going to spam the special move, this would be super insane. For a ranged unit, super insane as well. So really, really good special move. It will also allow Evankel to keep spamming the special move, which is what she needs to do. So absolutely amazing. This unit for sure cannot go below S tier, but I might as well put her in S plus because really she's way too good on with way too many units. So makes no sense. Like I need to give her S plus, but whatever, we'll see. And she doesn't even need a lot of dupes, because now if we had a look at the scaling, other than the energy region from the special move, that's quite interesting. The rest of the stuff that scales is not important. Like defense increase on ANAAK, okay, fine, but not too important. Defense increase on the family, okay, whatever. Size of the barrier, okay. The attack boost, 50% is already good, so even on no dupes, I would say it's fine. Definitely 100% is better, but 50% is not a 20%. You say, okay, whatever, 20% kind of sucks, but 50% is already quite huge. So for me, that's fine even on low dupes. And the passive doesn't really have anything other than the heal, which whatever, and the defense increase on ANAAK herself. So the cooldown is not changing. The main feature like this energy here is not changing. The 50% redirect is not changing. The 50% resistance is not changing. In general, like you don't really need a lot of dupes on this unit. Just, I would say, probably 3 purple would be a good stopping point so that you can get access to effect resistance. That will help quite a bit dodge some annoying magic and physical shreds. But definitely not too many dupes are needed for this unit. Revolution 5 is super nice. I'm not gonna lie, like this one, 200 energy every second for 10 seconds on the enemy. Sorry, not on the enemy, on the family member that's linked. Absolutely insane. Like this is 2 special moves. Really, really good. Like you can do so many combo with her that, like if you try her with Oakin is going to fill them up with special moves. Like I think one time I got 4 or maybe even 5 on the screen. It was stupid. I think there is also some sort of cooldown on Joaquin 1 because he had energy for a long time, but he decided still not to cast the special move because probably there was a limit to how many you could have at the same time. I have no idea, but really stupid. Like the amount of energy you regen is absolutely insane. So really good revolution, but not needed. Like you already have the 200 per second from the special move. The additional 200 is just nice for additional spamming, but not the end of the world if you don't have it. So 3 purple would be good. The thing is, we have the boost mission now. You might as well get some additional free copies while you're at it. So there is also that to consider. Then let's have a look at the exclusive equipment really quickly. The first 2 levels are what I mentioned at first, to bring down the cooldown from 15 seconds to 5 seconds. Absolutely insane. Then we have level 3, which is pretty good. Just the first enemy that attacks your family unit is going to be feared for 3 seconds. It's okay, but nothing insane again because the limit is only once. It's not like once per enemy, but it's once period. So it's okay. It's a nice crowd control to help them stay alive a bit more, especially useful on a ranged unit if there is an enemy assassin that's trying to kill them but misses the one shot. Then that unit is going to be feared and hopefully your ranged unit is going to kill them, but doesn't really matter too much. Still, you will want to get to plus 20 to give her the survivability, like the ignition weapons to make her survive. The level 4, from my point of view, is basically useless. At that point, like from plus 20 upwards, you only do it for the magic resistance that you get here as an additional stat and just for the stats in general. Level 4, you don't want your family unit to die. That's the thing, because that's your main DPS. If the main DPS is dead, probably the clear has already failed. This could be okay in PvP because your main DPS will probably die, so an additional fear is interesting. But for adventure uses, you can stop at plus 20 and then focus on the other priorities for plus 30. That's pretty much it. So yeah, that's it for exclusive equipment. I'm not going to go over other stuff because I still have to figure everything out, but I will say ignition weapons, you have quite a few options. The 2 main ones would be Sela and Miongo, because she has the provoke on the passive that we saw before in here. After this is procced, so when the family member goes below 40%, she's going to proc this. This is going to be good, like you can run Miongo if you have a close range DPS unit. And if that close range DPS unit is going to actually take damage and not be constantly invincible. So with an Evankel, the frequency at which you activate, well, you activate at first immediately, like in no time, because Evankel is going to take a shit ton of damage and proc it immediately before the first special move. So you get one off right off the bat. But then the others kind of depend. So maybe not too reliable with an Evankel, but maybe with a Child Yuri could be more reliable because she keeps on taking damage even while she is invincible from the special move. Not invincible, but immortal, whatever. So there are some other combinations that could be more interesting, or like an ANAAK that doesn't have invincibility on his own. So yeah, definitely there are a lot of ways to constantly proc this provoke and get benefits from Yongle, but I would say it's a bit more niche, probably. It's better when you're fighting enemies that have buff removals, because like as soon as they remove your Sela, you're gone. Is not going to come back. But if they remove your Myongle with the next provoke, you can get some resistances back. So probably better in those scenarios. But Sela is going to be more solid in most of the cases, I will say. In some, Myongle would excel, but most of the times, Sela would be a better option, I would say. And that would be pretty much it for my first impression. Actually, it looks almost like a character review, to be honest. If we want to look at units that work well with her, I would say every fucking DPS works well with her. It's just stupid insane. But obviously the ones that are going to get the most benefits are the ones that rely on the special move, because she's going to give them a shit ton of energy, and the ones that are going to be close range, because they're going to get the most benefits out of the resistances and out of the invincibility. So definitely better with close range units that rely on special moves. Evankel. Jinsung deals quite a lot of damage with a special move, so he's also included. Or, well, I would say in the red team, mainly those two. She can still work fine with the old, but I wouldn't really bother too much with them. If we go over this element, well, it's funny when you use it when Eden is just going to spam the special move that deals insane damage. Irang doesn't necessarily need it because you're still going to spam anyway. Wang Nanja, well, doesn't really matter too much. Compress Rack, pretty good combo. And there is also like ANAAK, Garam, and then whatever DPS that spam special moves. They're going to be a crazy trio. Really insane. Like a unit like Compress Rack would just keep spamming special moves, and then they're going to get the increased energy. So yeah, again, increased spam. They're going to get the increased special move Pierce from Garam. Absolutely insane, like really stupid. But here there are not close range DPS units, so you don't really care too much about her. In here, in purple, we have ANAAK that's going to work super well with her. You don't really care about her for Mashani. Kiseiya is also going to work really well paired with ANAAK, so really good. Red, we already went over it. For blue, Data Machine is going to work well. Meliodas is going to work really, really well. I don't want to talk about Kuran, I have no fucking clue. I'm not even using that guy anymore. Urek could be a good option as well. Quaetro, absolutely amazing. I also recently got him to Revolution 5. Deals a shit ton of damage. So super good. And yeah, I would say those are the main options for blue. And for green, Child Yuri, even though Iwa would be a better pair with her, I would say, but still super valid. Actually, Child and Dorsey could be a really good pick as well. Eshiliel could also be a good pick. Low Ray, maybe, but he moves too much probably, so not the best option. And it's hard, maybe. Kind of tricky if you want to really spam that fucking meteor, but not too important from my point of view. Ren could get some benefits, but he's more of a ranged unit. Still, the spamming of the special move wouldn't be too bad, so could work. And yeah, like there are really a lot of options, as you see, from all colors, not just red. So it's really an amazing and versatile unit. I would definitely recommend building her at least a little bit. At least 3 purple should be for everyone. New players will benefit a ton. Existing players as well. Absolutely amazing unit. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the first impression. Was way longer than I expected to be honest. And I probably already gave so much info that I don't even know what I'm going to say in the actual character review. But we'll see, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!